Hello, Jamie. Today is Tuesday, and this video is a little late. Sorry about that, but I've been locked in a room working on my brief history of user interface video, which is finally out. Link below. It's tough to say what inspires me. Not because I don't know, but because it sort of depends on which version of me you're asking. I do a bunch of stuff. I'm a designer, a musician, a salesman, a pitchman, a significant other, an artist, a friend, a producer, and a whole bunch of other things. But rarely all at once and almost never in that exact order. And that makes me think of all the things that have happened to me in the last year. 2014 was my first full year living in New York City. I started a new company for selling ads on my show and on friend shows. I met a nice girl, I made some new friends, and I started experimenting with video. And on top of all of that, I also started a new band, but I'll save that for a later episode. For the videos, my new baby, I'm inspired by the work of John and Hank Green, and CGP Grey, and Vsauce, and CinemaSins, and so many more. There's just a ton of brilliant people making great videos we can all watch for free. And it makes me really excited about the ready availability of the tools to do the same thing myself, and thankful that I live in a time when sharing the things that I make with other people is so very easy to do. As a designer, I'm inspired by the brilliant people at Apple and companies like Panic and Tapbots. And I'm lucky enough to be inspired by my coworkers, which comes in handy at work. But if you ask me while I was working on a new song, I'd tell you that I'm inspired by people like Dave Grohl, Roger Klein, Sean Nelson, or Jay Clifford. And in my personal life, I can tell you about how I'm inspired by my friends, or my girlfriend, or my mom, or even my dog. Those are all true too. But right now, the person I keep thinking about is a guy named Jordan Breeding. I met Jordan at some iOS development conference or another, and I've probably seen him a dozen or so times over the years, up until he went to work at Apple. We never really became close friends, but he was always super nice and struck me as a genuinely good person. He died yesterday morning. Cancer. I've known people who have passed away before. Former coworkers, relatives, the lady who cut my hair years ago, my uncle, my grandfather, and my cousin a few months ago. But nobody I saw every day, and I didn't know Jordan that well, but the shared experience with so many mutual friends on Twitter and Facebook has made this hit home for me. A little more than I could have guessed. Looking at the tweets and the Facebook posts, the guy was well loved, and one sentiment keeps ringing in my head, which is that he was so nice, so friendly, so kind. By all accounts, he was a solid engineer, but above all, he was remembered for the positive impact he's had on the people around him. It makes me wonder what people will say about me when I go. Am I nice? Am I friendly? Am I kind? And this makes me think about the lens through which we see ourselves versus the lenses through which others see us. I know that what I mean and what others hear isn't always the same thing. As much value as I place on kindness, I've maybe overestimated the value others place on confidence. And the result is a whole bunch of bad habits that I've spent the last few years trying to break. I feel like I'm in a constant battle with some past version of myself. The longer it's been since you've seen me, the more likely it is I have some reason I should be apologizing to you. I'm trying. I really am. And lately I've spent more of my time on projects intended to do good. I want to make things that inspire others. I want to make things that teach. I want to make things that lift other people up. I don't ever want to give up on being opinionated or become afraid to speak my mind, even when the subject is controversial. But my real lesson from 2014 is that it's possible to do those things and to do good work while still being kind to other people. Not just nice or polite, but kind. That's my real goal for 2015. I didn't know Jordan especially well, and today I feel poorer for that. But right now I'm inspired to use whatever time I have left to do great work and to make people feel good. What's your goal for 2015?